Whenever you're ready.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for coming. It's been such a long time, since November, I think. So Merry Christmas. Oh, Happy Thanksgiving. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Happy all the other holidays too. Happy Valentine's Day. And I need a approval for the agenda from February 19th. Thank you, Brian.
Second.
Thank you, Carl. Everyone.
Aye.
You. I need an approval of minutes for November 20th, although very long ago. I'm sure everybody read them this morning to refresh themselves to make this motion. Anyone?
To approve.
Thank you, David.
I'll second.
Thank you, Brian. Everyone, good. We're good. Public comment. We have such an audience today. Anyone? Okay. So let's move on to our, we have people here in there that I don't know. Can we talk about the people on the screen? Hello, people on the screen.
Hi, I'm Lindsay Wilson from the Port.
Hello, Lindsay Wilson from the Port.
Hi, I'm Communications and Grants Manager, and I see Lacey, Commissioner Ward is there, and Lacey also in person. Thank you for having me.
I'll introduce myself. My name is John Elias. I'm the Director of Marketing and Communications here at OMIC R&D. I'm grateful to be here. I'm here on behalf of Don Hendrickson, our Executive Director.
Okay, fantastic. So glad you're both here. Thank you. And I see Joe.
Joe Backus,
Joe.
City of Scappoose. I'm at a sales training, so I'll probably be muted most of the meeting.
That's completely good.
Well, I'm in Paris,
Okay.
You can tell. Thanks.
So our first update is Scappoose City Council is Jeanette here.
That's Joe.
I'm
Oh,
filling in
Joe.
for Jeanette. We're gonna kind of
Sorry. I missed that.
team up this year and each be a liaison as needed. And she's not available. Ben is gonna be there. Hopefully he's there.
He's here.
Yeah.
And he's gonna kind of give you an update from council and going over his things probably a little bit.
Okay. Thank you, Joe. I like that Paris is in your background.
Thank you.
It's very skeptical that you're really at a training.
You can't see it, but yeah, I'm here.
So, yeah. Columbia County, no Casey. See, I knew we'd have absences. And then OMIC R&D.
I'm Chelsea Lynn's here with PCC OMIC Training Center. I just came from the R&D board meeting. I think they have an event going on over there today, but I had to call in because I still can't use Teams.
Okay. Do you want to give your update?
Yeah, sure. So just a couple updates in terms of the training center is concerned. We have an event today called Advancing Diversity in Manufacturing. We've had students here all morning, a little bit dicey. We're not sure what the snow situation was, but we got all the students here meeting industry partners, and then over at R&D this afternoon is a roundtable discussion with industry partners about what they're doing to hire, who they're looking to hire, and ways in which they're expanding their hiring among diverse populations. So that's what they're doing this afternoon. We have a core training in March. Again, we're offering, which is a CNC operator readiness training. It is a 2-week training, and we're focusing on Columbia County. And so we're doing that in March. And our spring term opens up on the 23rd, and we're already filling up our pre-trades programs, our welding programs and machining programs. So we're doing really well and just excited to start the next term. So thanks for letting me share.
Of course. Thank you for coming. So do we want to do, we still want to do the OMIC R&D?
Yeah, John, if you want to give an update for OMIC R&D now.
Lengthy.
Yeah, of course.
We haven't seen you for a really long time, or ever. I mean.
Yeah, I apologize. I think you said my name. I didn't hear OMIC R&D, so that's on me. So John Elias again,
No, you're
Director
good.
of Marketing
You're perfect.
Communications at OMIC R&D. I have a couple of updates. I don't know if we've participated in the past. I believe Dawn's been invited, but just as a couple of updates since I think we're have a lot to share. We've actually been seeing a lot of potential growth over on our team right now. We've actually, since our new executive director, Don Hendrickson, came on board, been able to grow our research team from 4 to now 13. We also have 3 new researchers in the wings as well, which is very exciting to see this amount of economic growth happening over here. We're also in the process of getting our next cohort of interns coming on site. So we're very happy to be working with PCC, but we also work with OSU and Oregon Tech, our host. We're expecting to have around 20 interns from all 3 of these organizations. They'll be starting in June. And I would encourage anybody from the community who wants to come out and talk with our interns while they're on site, talk a little bit about the research they're doing, what they're studying. We always love to have that kind of community engagement. We have a couple of new pieces of technology on site that we're very excited about. We're going to be receiving it's called an Impossible Objects machine from, it's called a CBAM25 from a company called Impossible Objects. It'll open up our printing capability to use carbon fiber. We also have a brand new machine called a Titomic cold spray. It allows us to do essentially welding at temperatures lower than the material's melting point. I won't get into the technical details, but I would highly encourage you if you'd like to come out and see the equipment. We're always happy to schedule tours so you can see it firsthand. We also have quite a few events happening right now, so very happy to be working with Chelsea over at PCC. We're helping support the Advancing Diversity in Manufacturing event today. We'll be hosting a panel here actually directly after this meeting. And then on the 25th of February, we're going to be hosting an additive showcase where we're encouraging small to medium-sized businesses to come out, talk with our researchers, see if there's ways that they can start to adapt additive technology into their own manufacturing processes. That'll be happening on the 25th of February, but we're also going to be having it on the last Wednesday of every month. So we'll also be hosting on the 25th of March. I believe it's the 27th of April. So please, if you know anybody or if you are a small business owner yourself who would like to see some of this additive technology in person, highly encourage you to come out and be on site. We're always happy to have visitors out here. So that's
fantastic.
my pitch.
So how are you contacting the manufacturers?
So right now we're reaching out via digital marketing. We're also doing some grassroots marketing, going to trade shows, those sorts of events. And then we're also reaching out to just local businesses in the surrounding area. So either directly or through marketing channels.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you so much for your work.
Of course.
And that takes us to, does that take us to Miss Nancy Ward? Hello, Miss Nancy Ward. Welcome. You have 2 of them. You have a backup dancer.
Oh, sure. We'll take them all. So it's been so long since we've been here. We have so much to tell you that I brought everybody. I brought everybody.
There's only one person there. There's only one. Oh, up there.
No,
Up there.
no,
Okay.
Lindsay.
Okay.
So if you haven't had the opportunity to meet Lindsay, Lindsay is new. In fact, Lindsay took Gina's place, if that's possible, but it is. And Lindsay's doing a wonderful job. Lindsay is a hometown girl. So Lindsay is from Scappoose and been gone for many, many years. And we lured her back.
Like a boomerang.
Yeah, you can't leave Scappoose forever.
You can. You can.
Okay, ruin my speech. Go ahead. So we're here to tell you all about what's going on at the port, and why don't we start with the airport?
Good morning. My name's Lacey Tolles. I'm the airport manager. In 2023, the port applied for a FAA grant to begin the runway rehabilitation process. This was phase 1. It was preliminary design. And in 2024-25, we completed phase 2, which was the final design and engineering. And we are finally in phase 3, which is the reconstruction, which will begin June 8th. And the runway will be closed for 90 days. This is actually, as inconvenient as it is to our pilots, it is a $4 million project funded 95% by the FAA and additionally 9% by Oregon Department of Aviation, leaving the port with an $88,000 bill. for a $4 million project, which is really exciting. We'll be reconstructing the south 800 feet and rehabilitating 4,300 northern feet. It's just a really exciting project. We will be upgrading the edge lights to LED, our electrical building, and fixing our lovely runway. It has not been rehabilitated since 2005. So the FAA typically gives this grant, reconstruction grant, rehabilitation grant every 20 years. So we are at that 20-year mark. Does anybody have any questions?
Tell about open house.
Yeah, so provided at the front of the door is our runway rehabilitation run pager. It goes over all the details of what the project includes, why we're doing it, and we are having an open house at Intercept Aviation, which is on the airport field on April 7th. This is an opportunity for the community to come and ask questions to our engineers, go over why we're having a 90-day closure, why that's important. And any other questions they have for the engineering company that designed this project. So April 7th, 5 p.m. at Intercept. Intercept is a business on the airport. They are a flight school. They train pilots on Diamond aircrafts. You probably see them in the sky quite often. They're these little spider-looking planes. They're very fast, and they are new to the airport. And they just signed a 10-year lease with us.
Nice.
So they're a new business in Scappoose.
So why they pick the summer?
So because it's concrete,
Oh,
it's,
okay.
yeah,
I hear you.
yeah, it has to be done during the summer, unfortunately.
My daughter works there
Where does she work?
at the airport.
Oh, which business?
She works for Betsy at the airport.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. So yeah, it's the reconstruction and concrete work. So
Fantastic.
yeah.
Is there snacks? These guys like snacks at the
Yeah.
open house?
Yes, we will have snacks
You're
at the
welcome.
the
You're
open
welcome.
house.
Does it have crinkly paper on it?
I don't know.
They're
Should
not
it?
allowed to, they're not allowed to have crinkly paper.
No, it will not have crinkly paper.
They're like toddlers with crinkly paper and
Yeah.
microphones.
Do the businesses impacted do they have any needs? Do they need help? Is there anything we can do to help?
So one of the things the port did, our port commission approved rent abatement for the 7 businesses on the field during the closure. So we will be abating their lease rent. So that's helpful. Other than that, we are putting out a survey coming up, asking them other things that they might need. Aside from the rent abatement, I don't believe there's anything the port can do under federal FAA guidelines and grant assurances. We have to, provide equity to all of the.
Sorry, to be clear, not asking that you should be helping them with everything, but if they need help, they should come to the community, and if they, we might be able to
Yeah,
find ways to help.
You have
them
a
if they need it.
runway?
I don't.
Doesn't the Grabhorns have a runway?
I've got a
runway?
friend of a friend.
I think the Grabhorns have a runway.
they do have a runway.
Yeah.
And one of the things I've been doing is reaching out to our regional partners like Pearson Field, Astoria Airport, and so on. We have been allotted a certain amount of tie downs. So if a tenant does want to leave and have a space potentially at a different airport, they can have that. Unfortunately, it can't be free of cost, but they're willing, some of our partners are willing to provide that if someone wants to leave. A lot of our tenants don't want to store their aircraft outside, which I understand, but hangars,
Fly outside. I mean, I don't, split hairs.
Yeah, who knew? I didn't know this either, but they do not like at all having their airplane outside in the summer. Because I thought, oh, it's summertime. What will they care? They care a lot. They don't like their airplanes outside. They're very picky.
Well,
And the other thing is we have one tenant Intercept? Are they the only ones that are actually moving?
correct, Intercept will be leaving for 3 months. And coming back, they will be coming back.
But you can imagine how difficult that is to just pick up everything and move, So yeah, it's not easy, even though they're airplanes.
okay. Well, fantastic. Thank you so much for coming.
Of course.
And
Nancy?
Lindsay?
Hi. I wanted to also share that we are having, so the Scappoose Historical Society, the Watts House, invited us from the port and folks from the airport to share a history talk. I don't know if you're familiar with the Watts House, the history talks that they do. Some as frequently as monthly, sometimes by month or every other month. And this will be on March 19th at the Red Barn by the Scappoose Creek Inn. And it starts at 7 o'clock. We've posted it on I manage my mother is president of the Historical Society, Janet, and I manage their website. So I did post that on their website. I will make a Facebook post and add it to our calendar for the port website as well. We're going to cover the history of a brief kind of background history of the port, how we came to acquire the airport, when the original landing strip was built, and the World War II era of the Scappoose Airport into modern history, and as many anecdotal people from the airport who've been there a long time sharing their personal stories. So we would invite all to attend, and it should be a neat event. We've got a lot of people working together on it.
We should record that. We could have it as a booth at the Candle.
Yeah. Are you going to be talking about the Earth Day event today? Okay.
If it talks,
I can, I guess.
you can't.
Well, when we get to that,
you're
point,
jumping
I'd love to
ahead.
know more. I know, I'm sorry. It just happened to pop into my head. It's like, I don't want to leave without knowing more about that. Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you. Nothing from Nancy other than airport?
No, they took all my thunder,
Okay, thank you.
and they did an admirable job of it.
Gina. We're giving you a warm hug from your last presentation, so you know.
Okay, let's see. At the February meeting, board meeting we had this week, the board awarded a $5,000 economic development grant to the Pomona Grange to make repairs and install a floor at the historic farm museum at the Columbia County Fairgrounds.
Hey, I didn't even know you had that.
I know. It's a great project. It currently has a dirt floor, and it's Ava Frost and Evelyn Hudson. I don't know. They're very much leading this project. So
That's fantastic.
yeah. And we are accepting applications for this year's vehicle wash program. So the first one will be March 14th. This is for local nonprofit groups, sports teams, service groups in the PUD service district. To apply, 2 groups we pick each month to come to the PUD. They wash about 10 vehicles, our trucks, and then we give them $500 for the organization. So
am I getting my car washed, or we
no,
washing
we are
yours?
washing PUD trucks.
Oh, that's not it.
Yeah,
Okay.
service trucks. So, but it's pretty fun with the kids. It's a good way for local groups to make some money. So
I think that's
anyway,
great.
that's open now. If you know anybody that would like to apply. Heat pump water heater rebates. Those have doubled for this year for 2026. So if you're in the market for a heat pump water heater, rebates are ranging from $1,500 to $2,200 depending on the size and model. We recently had one customer replace their heat pump water heater, and the rebate actually covered the entire cost for both the water heater and installation. So there is a online form on the CRPUD homepage to see if you qualify. And we're accepting photos for the 2027 calendar if you are interested. So please upload your photos. They do have to be horizontal.
I have a question.
Yes.
On the water heater replacement, is it possible to replace 2 water heaters on the same
I
property?
think it's one, and then I'm pretty sure it's limited to one, but it's on the website. I'll have to double check that for you.
Well-
And it's not new construction either. It has to be a replacement.
I know that this is it. First, I want to go back to the pinups. Like, what is for the calendars? Do you want a picture of our team?
If
Like,
you'd love to submit one, you may,
sure. Oh my God, I didn't do
but just make sure it's horizontal.
Okay.
Verticals don't get anywhere.
And considering my people over here, I'm worried to ask what a heat pump water heater is.
I thought that question might come up, so I
I
gave an
know
extra
you can
note.
explain it, so that's why I want her to explain it, because we only have an
So
hour and 7 minutes left.
a heat pump water heater uses electricity to move heat from the air and transfer it at a higher temperature into the tank to heat the water. So our heat pump water heater rebate program It actually can pay for itself after a year and just energy savings.
So we get rid of the big thing in my garage.
Oh, it's still
Still,
not much smaller, but it's more efficient.
Bigger than the thing in my garage.
Swimming outside.
Also, and pumps cold air into whatever space.
Yeah. It's basically an air conditioner, except you're heating water instead of the air.
Oh, I got that from the
Right.
heat pump water heater part.
And they only are good down to about 37 degrees.
Yeah.
And then, so they have
Kind of
hybrid,
just like my heat pump.
they have hybrid ones that are good too.
Okay.
Below that.
Okay. Tina, thank
And
you.
then, oh, one last thing, we now are on Instagram. Beauty joined Instagram, so I know.
What kind of posts are you posting?
If you have an account, please give us a follow. Columbia River Beauty.
That's fantastic.
Thank you.
I love that. We're gonna ask Ben if we can have be on a page on the calendar. Don't you think that should be right? Okay, so now you have to follow Jeff.
Okay, so we are planning Earth Day for April 25th, which is a Saturday. It's the Saturday after the actual Earth Day, 25th. So did you have questions, Nancy, or?
Well, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Who's interested in participating?
Is it the kayak guy?
Yes.
Yeah, we've talked to him.
Yeah, he said he hasn't heard back.
Okay. So that's going to be from actually 8 until 3 in the afternoon out here in the park. It'll be pretty much just like last year. We'll work with the Watershed Council to do plantings in the morning, and then afternoon we'll serve lunch and have entertainment until 3 o'clock and give away stuff.
And so you do have vendors.
Yes.
Yeah.
Are you giving away a bike again?
What?
Electric bike?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
Maybe kayaks.
Okay.
Since,
Well,
yeah.
if you get a hold of that guy.
Yeah.
Okay. Or-
And then after that, we have the outdoor festival, which is going to be June 5th.
What have you done in the last 3 months? I mean, I know you're busy. You have lots of stuff. We haven't seen you since November.
Gosh, just,
Just reading
I'm trying to
books.
think of anything major other than our regular programs. I don't think so. Oh, we also are doing Seed to Stepper starting in March.
This.
That's a program that OSU Extension puts on that teaches people how to garden. So they meet for 5 weeks, one time a week. And when you're done with that, you should know how to grow vegetables.
Fantastic. Thank you. Ms. Lori?
All right. I just have a few updates for you. Let's see, in regards to the Scappoose Hotel project that has been deemed complete, and that will be going to Planning Commission on March 12th, so just in a few weeks. Let's see, we are reviewing final plats for the Huser subdivision and the Buxton Phase 1 subdivision, and then working on finalizing the code amendments and findings for all of the components of the 50-year plan, and we expect that hearings will begin in May. And then the St. Helens to Scappoose Trail Project has kicked off with the project management team. And the first public advisory committee meeting will likely be held in March, which I have you down for, and I'll reach out to you guys with that flyer that's finally been finalized this week. And let's see, annual town meeting will be March 7th at the high school, starting at 9 a.m. And Ben will talk about this when his item comes up here in a few minutes, but we do have a new employee starting at Community Development Center next week, and that will be Sierra Trass, previously with CET. She will be brought on with the city as an economic development specialist and will be maintaining sort of the same programs that she was working on with CET which are grant-funded projects. So Ben can probably, speak a little bit more to that, but I'm happy to answer any questions you all have.
How will we know this? Is Ben going to talk about how we will partner with her?
Yeah, I think you can touch on some of that as
Okay.
well. And it's these are going to be new programs in terms of the city having involvement. So some of it's just going to be we're going to learn as we go. But yeah, we would expect Sierra would be attending these meetings in the future and can provide you all with updates as well. Yeah,
That's great.
very good.
Thank you. All through with community updates? Oh, Jason, it didn't put you on my list again. You are here, actually. You're written. Jason,
I
right
know.
here. Jason.
Not-
Okay.
Thanks for
You can
having me,
bring the
though.
dog or the pony, though.
My name is Jason Moon. I'm a current Columbia City resident, former Scappoose resident, but sounds like it's like Hotel California here. You can't actually leave, so I'll be back. I'll be back. It's been a while since I gave you an update. I think the last time I was here, it was as Columbia Economic Team staff talking about some of the programs that I was managing. Obviously, a lot's happened since then, but I have a list of thank yous. I want to thank Ben, Lori, Chris, NJ, and the rest of the City of Scappoose staff. I want to thank the City of Scappoose Mayor, Joe Backus, and City Council. We have many wonderful partners in this room, including Sierra PUD, the Port. Online, we have PCC, OMEC, and OMEC R&D. All have been amazing partners of ours through the years building these programs. So they already teased the news that some of those grants are going to be managed by Sierra here through the city, which I'm really excited and supportive of. One of the other grants that we were newly awarded last year, and I kind of teased it the last time I spoke, was the Northwest Innovation Hub. So that was a grant through Business Oregon, and it's really, it's a regional grant. It covers Columbia, Clatsop, and Tillamook counties. It's doing much of the same work. There's a lot of mentoring, coaching, education, networking events, but it's really geared towards the entrepreneurs that are looking at selling a product outside of their circle. So Business Oregon calls it traded sector. And we're really looking for those founders, those entrepreneurs, and those innovators to help get them to the next stage of business. And that is to be able to offer products and services outside of the state. So I'm happy to announce that that grant was transferred to the Oregon Entrepreneurs Network, which is a statewide agency that's been in place for over 30 years, helping entrepreneurs right here in the state of Oregon. And with that, they brought me over to continue as director of the Northwest Innovation Hub. So we'll be doing an unofficial launch here March 1st. There's social media pages, website, stuff that you can follow. And March 11th, we'll be doing a kickoff event in Astoria. We plan on partnering with PCC OMEC and OMEC R&D here for some more localized events. We actually had a really great conversation with John yesterday about how we're going to be partnering with OMEC R&D and the center there. So I just wanted to give a quick update there. Thank you for your time. Thanks for allowing me to talk about the programs last time. It looks a little different now, but happy to answer any questions that you might have.
So have you changed necessarily in capacity? I mean, you're still doing the small business. Is it just renamed?
No, so the Small Business Resource Center was mostly federally funded. We had earmarked funds from Congresswoman Bonamici. We had won an over $80K award from USDA. Unfortunately, because there were federal funds, when CET decided to dissolve, so did those funds. They were non-transferable. We couldn't bring them over to the center. We couldn't use them in conjunction with the Innovation Hub either. So the other ones, and again, I don't want to steal any thunder from Ben, were state and or foundation funds that are being transferred. I'm hoping that with Sierra on board and my work with the Innovation Hub, that we can still assign some advising hours to help small businesses one-on-one, as we have been for the last 4 years. It just might take a little bit of time to get that back up and going.
Fantastic.
I'm gonna wait. Till I hear from-
Oh,
It might be, again,
Okay.
there's a lot of more information about to come, so I'm gonna wait.
okay,
And then I might have.
okay.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, Jason.
Thank you for having me.
Ben, this better be good,
Probably
man.
not the first one.
This better be good. You don't have backup dancers.
Yeah,
You going rogue.
it's like you had 3 opening acts.
Ben, you're up. Ben. Ben, no, you have to come. Oh, you're gonna go do it from the back. Okay.
No.
Next is the vote.
Oh, the vote. Okay, I'm so sorry. Vote. Urban Renewal Grant Awarding Assistant to City Manager, City Planner NJ Johnson has something to say.
Thanks, Christine.
NJ?
So you all heard Winston Sandino's presentation. Yes, that. So the 50% of the eligible reimbursable cost is more than what's in the grant pool right now. The grant fund right now has $33,136.50. So if you were to recommend a maximum award, that's what it would be. So now you all get to vote on what the recommended award is to the Urban Renewal Agency.
3 months.
What is the requested amount?
It was I think it was 35,500.
And we only have 33,000 available. And this was back in November, the guy with the apartment and the storefronts, massage, blue sign that Christine didn't like. Have we had additional applications?
No.
Okay.
No interest even.
Okay.
And
And then,
remind me, when does it replenish again? Is it July?
July.
okay, so do we want to vote to recommend to the is it a committee or an agency? An agency.
Can I ask, was there any funding that happened for Columbia? Or are
I
they
think
still?
They got voted full. Yeah.
Full? Okay.
We just had some little pickles with Winston's that he needed to go back, and then he came back with additional information in November.
Right.
It was in the,
I didn't go back. and
I
read.
can't believe you didn't read them this morning.
No, it was in this, but I didn't go back and watch and look at the information.
You feel that you want this man to come back for a third time to talk about it before we make the recommendation?
I want to abstain.
Oh. Okay,
Did
You
he
liked it.
come back?
No, I wasn't at this meeting.
yeah, he did.
Yeah.
I wasn't
Yes,
at it when
it
he
was great.
presented.
He did such a nice job. It's gonna look so much better.
I
was the
I felt like he answered most of our questions adequately. I'll make a motion to approve for the 33,000 and change.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Oh, David?
Aye.
Aye,
Aye.
yeah, we've passed. We've made our recommendation.
Can I abstain?
Yeah.
And they can, good.
Yeah.
Thank you. I just didn't know, like, with a forum, if like you actually had to have. So,
I think I missed the first one. And Hannah came and was here when back.
Yeah.
And that's why I was confused about whether he actually.
Yeah, okay.
I was there for the second.
Brian and I were here the whole time.
Yeah, and he's getting
Wait,
awarded
did we
about
approve it?
$2,000 less than the request, so that gives a little bit of a buffer in case there was a little bit to shave off. It's already been shaved. So.
Well,
Thank you. Happy-
Now, Ben.
Ben. Ben, do we have music? We don't have music?
walk-up music? Do you have walk-up
Yeah,
music selected yet?
Yeah.
How long have you been here now? You should have
Yeah.
walk-up music. by
Yeah.
now,
I
but-
was watching the whole Ninja Turtle movie and they have the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle song. I was
NJ,
pretty exciting.
cue the music.
Is Eye of the Tiger okay?
Oh, I like that too.
Thank you, Economic Development Committee. I'm excited to be here. As you've heard on 2 different announcements, we've had a lot going on over the last 3
Are
months.
you going to start from the beginning?
Yeah, I'll
Okay,
give kind
because
of
we feel like we've had the end, but not the
right.
beginning.
So I'll give a little bit of where we're at, and there's still a lot to come. So back in December, it was announced the Columbia Economic Team was intending to dissolve. They're still working through their process to fully dissolve. So mid-December, as soon as we heard that information, there was immediate concern about the programs. We didn't want those to get, dissolved and lost in the fact that they help a lot of our local businesses here in Scappoose as well as throughout the county. The main programs, Jason had alluded to some of those as well. We've got the Grow Greater program that is through St. Helens and the Ford Family Foundation, the ROI BRE project, BRE being the Rural Opportunity Initiative, Business Retention Expansion, that's funded through the Business Oregon. And that those are 2 programs really focused on creating an ecosystem, data, research, helping our local businesses and entrepreneurs come up with ways to obviously be successful and to grow and have those tools and resources. There's the SBRC, the Small Business Resource Center, and the Innovation Hub that they're working on, the Keep It Local. There's just a lot of assets that CET program-wise included, and on top of the fact that they also did a lot of recruitment and were the enterprise zone managers for both enterprise zones in the county. So that dissolution was pretty big news of a lot of effect to all of our different cities. And so we, not just the cities, but our partners, I want to thank every single partner. This has been a really busy several months. We've had the ports, we've had the PUD, each city, we've been in discussions, we've been working with our South Columbia County Collaborative. We've been meeting several times every other week just to discuss what our different plans are, trying to figure out where these programs could possibly go, working with CET, those who contracted help dissolve it, to see if we could work with the state partners to get some of these grants moved. So it was for sure a busy December and January, on top of the fact that there were 4 employees without jobs because of the dissolution. So we wanted to see what we could do to help all involved, as well as to continue to help our businesses. Through the collaboration and through the different efforts and looking what the resources and assets of each city had, it was determined that Scappoose was best fit to be able to take on the Rural Opportunity Initiative BRE program that Sierra Trask was leading, as well as to network and work through St. Helens Grow Grant so that we could put together one full FTE. They were both funding about a half an FTE there. So we were awarded that. We worked with Business Oregon, got their approval. We got Ford Family Foundation's approval, St. Helens approval, just approved it last night. So those are all squared away. Our council approved the contract as well 2 nights ago. So it's as of pretty much the last night at 7, whatever, 8 o'clock, whenever St. Helens finalized theirs, that we had the go ahead to really start hiring and moving forward to get Sierra Trask back on board. We're excited that Jason Moon was able to get his position funded through the OEN as well. So that covers 2 of the 3 of the regular employees, and we still have the Wellas and their travel Oregon stuff. The traveling. I'm not thinking of the right word with that, but their tourism. Thank you. That's why you guys should be up here. But still working through some of those. We still have to figure out the enterprise zone stuff and some other things. But so Scappoose has ROI BRE. We were granted the GROW program, as well as we were given the assets for Keep It Local and the SBRC. Now the SBRC, as Jason had mentioned, we don't have funding for that one at this time. But we have a lot of different avenues we're looking at for funding to keep and get some of our contracted coaches to be able to continue with our businesses. So we're working with our partners to look for some funding strategies. We're working with the Chamber of Commerce, working through some state and federal options just to see if we can get some additional funding to keep that going as soon as possible. Until we have that funding, we need to, it's probably going to have a little bit of a lull on that one just because it wasn't funded at this time. Yeah, I think that's any questions about where we are and how we got to where we're at?
I have a lot of questions, but I can't. Keep going.
So at this point, we're going to have Sarah. She should be starting on Monday. There's going to be onboarding and a lot of figuring out of what, and we did a lot of the trying to get these grants transferred, getting the positions funded, I have exposure to a lot of what the programs were, but I don't have an in-depth yet. So, and she'll be working under Lori in that department. So bringing her in, we're all going to get up to speed with the specifics of what they were doing already in CET and what directions are forward, and make a game plan. One of the nice things about these grants is they're pretty broad and open to how we go about them. We just need to work with our funders to help create an ecosystem, but there's not like a lot of have to do this. But at the same time, that's a plus and a minus. We just need to figure out what they had, where they're at, and then make a game plan forward. So I don't have a lot of everything that's going to look like yet, and we'll come back with more of the information, especially as Sierra gets on board. And obviously about the current programs, Jason's here, he can answer those. He was a navigator of the GROW program. Carl was one of the business coaches as well. There's a lot of good stuff already happening with people here aware of those programs, but we're really optimistic and looking forward to the many opportunities that our county partners, our businesses, and state partners have pushed our way that have great potentials to help make it more of more sustainable than just grant funding. That's one of my next big push as they work in the programs is how do we make these positions sustainable so that if we don't have grants, we can keep them going, including the SBRC or the business coaching. All of those, if we can come up with a funding system that benefits those who are contributing from those who are benefiting from it, that we can make the right setup for that, it would be a lot better in the long run. There are a couple other benefits of coming to the city compared to what CET had. A lot of the membership donations went to fund mostly their executive director, but because the city already has that overhead, we already have that taken to other areas, there's not that cost that we have to recover. At the same time, some of that cost did get moved over to the employees who now have benefits that they didn't have before, including PERS and health benefits. So there's additional value to the employees that they had to help keep them longer and have more value in what they were doing and appreciative of what they're doing. So there's going to be some crossover in that cost, but overall, it's not as much cost that we have to recover to make it sustainable.
Thank you. How much money total was on the line to be lost? But how much did we not lose on an annual basis, or
the
number of grant?
The ROI BRE grant is $105,000 and it's a biannual. So it's got about a year and a half left on that. And then there are potential, I believe, 2 more opportunities to extend that grant as long as we are successful in what we're doing through Business Oregon. They have different levels that you can keep progressing for. The same thing with the GROW program through the Ford Family Foundations. They have additional steps in their framework that you can keep progressing as long as you are providing that benefit and reaching their mile markers and making those ecosystems. So
that's also 100.
And that's 100,000, and that one is yearly. So those were the immediate grants to the city that we're taking on. The Innovation Hub was, I think that's actually listed in here, is like 250,000. Jason, is that about right? A little over 250,000, 260. So yeah, there's that one. And as far as grants, those are the ones that were successfully maintained in our area that we're still going to get benefit from. I didn't have anything to do with the Innovation Hub. Jason really marketed that one with OEN. And that was the right place. I think that was the intended direction in the long run for that program anyways. But they kind of jumped ahead of what their plans to adopt that, from my understanding. Is that all right? Okay, yeah.
Question. So what is the net impact on the city's budget, all the shifting and all that?
The goal to take this on was to have it fully funded through everything. So as we come with a sustainable plan, it's not to have it hitting the city's budget, other than anything we would have already contributed. So as we reach out to our partners to get some sustainable funding, just like we were contributing money to CET, we would likewise expect ourselves to contribute and not just have everybody else contribute. When we're looking at the county-wide program, anything beyond county-wide, since we have these resources internal, and if we have any capacity, we could throw some additional in just for Scappoose to do Scappoose specific projects. And at that point, it would be Scappoose money, because I wouldn't expect anybody else to pay for our stuff. So we want to make sure to keep those separate, but it's using the same type of resources, which is a great benefit to Scappoose having them here local with the ability to do so. But at this point, we're just trying to keep everything fully funded through these grants to get launched off and then figure out how that is all going to work in the long run.
What sort of plans are there to publicize how the changes have happened to the general public? Because I think right now, the only thing people know is that everything dissolved in December.
Yeah, so NJ included this in the pack. There was a CET release that described a lot of the placement of the programs. So that has already been disseminated out in the public as a press release. There will be additional opportunities as we actually get some of these plans squared away and we have a clearer direction that we can then go out and broadcast those on social media or press releases as well. Once again, that's in the planning stage of what that's going to look like. I don't have the specifics of, I'm going to have ideas, but I don't have them nailed down if this is exactly what's going to happen yet to actually publish it at this point, beyond what I've described.
So I know that there was something about a hotel, and I know that CET took that over, and then there was a Scappoose Hotel Association created. So what happened to that, number one? And number two, how, in the absence of CET, will this group be more utilized?
I'm not aware of the CET's assets around the hotel or where they work with that. That wasn't given to me and wasn't part of this process.
The hospitality group they've kind of picked it up and been running. Like they're working with the consultant team, and like Lori mentioned, it's going to Planning Commission in less than a month. So they've kind of taken the reins on that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. As far as working with this committee, like that we had mentioned, or Lori had mentioned, we'll have Sierra coming to these meetings, and depending on the direction what we need, I think there's a lot of different ways we could utilize this committee, whether in this or in other ways. I know that with the GROW program, Jason, you'll have to correct, or what do they call that advisory committee? That's with the GROW. It's like a.
Yeah, we were calling it the navigation. Made up of small businesses.
Now, were those mostly just in St. Helens at this point? Or is there any over here in Scappoose?
No, there was a few in Scappoose. Okay. It was really mostly South County.
Okay. So we'll be looking at some ways to whether to keep that exactly the same, or if there's any way to expand or grow, depending on how we can look at that. But that's still to be determined. They're just potential possibilities at this point.
Okay. Thank you.
What exists now to actually coordinate economic development across the county? Is there any structure in place to continue that, at least collaboration between the various cities and groups?
Yeah, so we have been meeting regularly with the South County Collaborative. That contains a member of each city in the South, from Columbia City down, the PUD, the port, and the county commissioners as well. We are going to either have the same thing or expand to the north half of the county as well. Preliminarily, thought was just to keep that separate since their needs are a little bit different. And so we'll just meet with those entities in their own group with Sierra to talk about their needs and how the BRE program and ROI can benefit them. And then as well with the ROI BRE, there's already other frameworks and other committees involved with that have been involved in the process since the beginning. So they'll continue to use that on the countywide. Really, we're looking to use the same network that we had before and keep everybody involved.
I think one of the functions of CET was like a large business is looking for a location to set up shop, and they were managing those connections and managing through the process. Is there still a structure in place, or is every city like out marketing themselves now?
When it comes to business recruitment, that is something that we're working still to iron out the specifics on, but we are working together with all entities. A lot of that naturally comes through the enterprise zones because they always are part of that conversation. But when it comes to actually marketing for each jurisdiction, there's going to be similar to what it was before. Even when CET was dealing with that, you had members from the city there talking with them anyways. But then as we have these collaborative groups with the cities, that will be the place where we can disseminate that information, talk through it, and kind of use it like an advisory committee to let everybody know what's going on and keep them abreast of what that. So that's not going to fall strictly on Scappoose. There isn't a specific person assigned at this time just to handle any leads from Business Oregon or anybody coming in.
I mean, there's also like the tourism, right? There was the whole branding and everything. Like, is there anybody that's going to drive that, or is it all going to kind of everybody just kind of?
Currently, the the collaborative committee has been. We've been working with the port preliminary. They had identified the desire to have that DMO position held there, so that there would still be that tourism and have Wella still lead that, so that we could still have that continuity throughout the county. If it doesn't go through them, we were on the table as well, but we wanted to make sure everybody who was able and willing was able to contribute where they wanted to. The whole idea, once again, is we want to make sure we're all working together and talking. It's not just one over the other. So that is the first place that the group had decided would be the place to start. I mean, we had talked with the county on these. They chose to not go with any of these at the time when we talked to them. So the port was they had volunteered. I had already said that we were going to pursue that anyways. They said, well, we'd like to try that first if possible. And so we all agreed that would be a great option too. And we're working with Sean from the port to move that forward. They're waiting to hear from Travel Portland, Travel Oregon. It hasn't been as high a priority on their side because it was such a small dollar amount assigned to it, but it is still in the task that we're pursuing.
Is it normal for cities to have somebody that markets their land and space?
It's different for each city, but yeah, I mean, you look at a lot of bigger cities, they have economic development teams that can help put together things. So a lot of times in smaller cities, it's really hard for them. It's put on the city manager to help or to do nothing and just let the landowner market it themselves. But when I was for example, when I was in Stanfield, I did a lot of that marketing. I worked with Business Oregon myself. I created our enterprise zone. And then we had our industrial land pieces that we knew were available. And I knew that the people who owned them didn't know what to do. They weren't actively selling them either. So we wanted to help spur the economic growth. So we took it upon ourselves to work with them to help get that marketed through Business Oregon. So each city is different. I wouldn't say it's a have to of a city, but it often rests on a city because it's a natural place where everything kind of funnels together for planning, development, and economic development in general. So
What's your capacity in doing that now, Ben? You seem busy.
capacity is subjective, right? There's always more hours eventually. Yeah, Lori knows I kind of blow things up and try to figure out as we go along. So no, we working with this team, there's going to be good capacity here in the city to help, whether it's me, Lori, or Sierra being able to help locally on that stuff. That would be nice to have more than just me doing that. Lori's been going through OEDA programs to the Oregon Economic Development Association to become more certified in that area and taking other trainings and classes. At the Enterprise Zone, I've gone through that whole loop before, so it's going to be a lot of me trying to train them because it more fits under what their day-to-day should be, but I'm there to be a support behind there in case they're not available or it's a new learning. So it should actually open up our capacity more than we had before, just because of having the additional staff.
Okay.
If you're talking about Scappoose specific things, countywide.
Only Scappoose specific.
Right.
We thought Scappoose.
Right.
My only other question is how to best engage and support, but it sounds like you've got now the big pieces in place. Maybe next month when Sierra gets involved, we'll have more of how can we actually actively support what's going on?
Right. Yeah, it's going to be really good to have her in because a lot of this is what she's going to be doing. And I don't want to 100% speak for her because she's the one who's been doing it. And we're coming in, taking over a project that we didn't start. So she's going to have the best information behind her to be able to help solidify some of those things. Right now, I just have a lot of big ideas. So it's a great opportunity. We're excited for it. But yeah, next time we come around, Sierra should have a little bit more that she could talk with you about.
Okay. Ben, thank you.
Yeah.
We love it when you show up. We're so happy.
I try to get here.
I think you guys, the city of Scappoose should have a calendar page. Wouldn't that be great? Horizontal.
Horizontal.
That one. Just keeping you on your toes, Carl.
I'm like, yes, we have no
It's
bananas.
just a
yeah.
motion. Okay, so I was actually like thinking about the people. Annual town meeting, Saturday, March 7th. It's going to be exciting. Are we gonna have a booth? Carl
Wait,
loves to do a booth.
Did you
Hey,
skip over?
did I? He's not here.
Well, I thought maybe it was like.
Bye. Don't forget to come to the annual town meeting, March 7th. It'd be great if you had a booth. There's gonna be snacks.
Cardboard cutout.
Are we gonna have a booth? Okay. Because we're short members. We're only 4 in George.
Yeah.
That's it. I have a certificate for Sean Fendon for his service. He's no longer on our committee. He served from November 22 to February 26. So we thank him for his service. And he got this, and it's so nice. We got this idea from City of Sandy, as I understand. So it's great. And then our next meetings, March 19th, April 16th, and May 21. Anything from you guys? Good job on your paper. Good job.
Hey, Nancy, since we're a little early, I had a quick question. Anything new on Next Energy? Haven't heard anything in a while.
I actually heard something outside of Columbia County about Next Energy. Keep going.
Oh, do tell.
I can't remember.
Well, they're supposed to be. That they're still in the permitting process, and the last permit is the Army Corps of Engineers. The last we heard, they're actually having a meeting right now that I gave up going to that meeting to come to this meeting. And they will be talking about how soon this goes to public comment. So the last we heard is Army Corps is done with their part of it. Now it goes to public comment. Public comment is 45 days, 60 days. Then it goes back to Army Corps. They go through all the comments, then they answer all the comments. So, you know, sometime between now and 2030, they should probably give us an answer.
Is this because of the challenge to the permit from the Army Corps?
No, this was from the Army Corps changing their mind halfway through the process and saying that they needed an EIS, an environmental impact statement. Well, of course, being new to government agencies, I had no idea how onerous an environmental impact statement is. And this has taken not just lots of time, but it has taken many, many, many dollars to put this together. And they started, I think 2 years ago, putting this environmental impact statement together. This is how long it takes. So yeah, I mean, how Next is still hanging in there, honestly, between you and me, I have no idea. Because they have now been at this 7 years. So yeah, hopefully we're seeing the goalpost in our sight, but nobody's counting on it.
Thanks.
Does that make you happy? Is that the good news of the day?
I will say we had the city manager, mayor, council meeting dinner just like a couple weeks ago. We had the Next rep there talking about that, and he was a little bit more optimistic in his presentation. He was thinking by September we should have this because it's our last permit they need to get, and as soon as that decision is done, he said later summer / September, I think was the date he gave. They should have a clear direction of what's going to happen at that point. So I hope that's accurate.
Is there,
Did you say which year, September?
is,
It's the 2030.
is there still an
Early
issue
28.
where there could be additional lawsuits, or is that kind of over? Oh, okay.
Then it goes to all the environmental agencies to decide how they're going to respond. So, you know, this is just an ongoing process, and we'll just have to wait it out and see.
Thank you.
So Ben, since we do have so much time and I haven't said the A word yet, can you help me understand, you had touched on it when I asked you the question on how we market or how city managers or small cities market their land. You said something about Oregon business. So I think I've gone to an Oregon business like recruitment. Like how does that work? And how do, like, explain all that to me.
Yeah, there are actually quite a bit of different pathways that we network with right now. Business Oregon has a website. Oh, what's it called? Prospect. Yeah, there you go. Oregon Prospector. So when you have outside or just anybody looking for some industrial land, they work with Business Oregon and they can get this access to the Oregon Prospector to look at what lands are available. And so it gives them kind of this real estate page that each city has to put, or the landowner has to put this on there. So it's a voluntary thing. It's not just anybody, it's not just always there. So you put your information, the typical stuff that people are looking for, energy loads or pricing or whatever. There's a lot of things you can put on there, but it's kind of like a real estate marketing tool that is specific to industrial land. So Business Oregon, they go out to a lot of different international fairs, statewide fairs. They have a whole team that goes out and try to bring people to Oregon, and then they give them access to Prospector. When they get someone who's interested in coming to Oregon, they'll send out these emails to any city that has any land that qualifies for that, and say, hey, if you are interested or if you think this fits your bill, please submit a response to this email, and we can see if we can set up to come over here. So that is one way that Business Oregon helps with recruitment. And that was something that was already going to CET, and they kind of funnel those through CET. But outside of Columbia County, that typically is funneled to a city specific if there's no other economic team out there. So like in Umatilla County, it was every city got their own feedback and calls from Business Oregon for that. We also work with Greater Portland Inc. that kind of similar in some aspects to CET, but they deal with a lot of Portland area and outside of Portland in Columbia County. They also have a recruitment network that they work through as people are looking through those, and we are included in that network. So they provide trainings, they provide networking opportunities, they go to these fairs and opportunities as well. And so we work with them to help get these lands they're actually building a new website. They last talked to us. That's going to be very specific to our area outside of Prospector to help get additional online marketing for our specific areas. So that's two different resources that we currently work with already to try to get those bigger industrial companies. Those are really hard. And when you're looking in economic development in the first place, getting a big industrial company, they always say when you're going through the economic development, that's 1% of what you ever get done. It takes the longest to happen. When you get it, it has a huge impact in your community for sure. But then economic developers spend 99% of the time working on business retention, expansion, entrepreneurship, incubation. That's kind of where you spend your daily activities, with recruitment kind of being on the side because there's just not as much of that happens unless you are a really big city that has a whole recruitment team that funds it themselves going to all these fairs and trying to attract people, which we do not have that. So I do know that the PUD, as we've been working with our partners here, they have, Mike Sykes has mentioned he's put aside some money to help with recruitment opportunities as well. They're going to be hiring a energy person. I don't know exactly the title of that, but he's going to be obviously more energy focused, but then they've set aside some money with that to help cities in the county maybe go to some of these fairs ourselves as opposed to just relying on Business Oregon and GPI to do that for us. So there's, like I said, working all together, we're coming up with different ways to get out there and to market. But really with industrial land, that's kind of the only way to get their attention. They don't normally know what's going on in Columbia County until we let them know what's going on here and what's available. So.
What happened with, didn't Paul say that somebody was looking at a tissue?
There's been different groups that have looked over the last few years. There's nobody that I'm aware of who's moving forward with the purchase at this time. I believe they did just change the brokerage company that they're working with, and they have someone that's much more proactive, I would say. And so we did meet with their team a few weeks ago just to, kind of share knowledge that we have about the property, water capacity, things like that, they had a few questions for us. So we have contact with that new firm now and, are available to answer any questions as they find potential interested parties.
Christina, were you thinking of that? There was a big project Paul was talking about. I think it was called Wingspan or something.
So Spice died a while ago.
Yeah,
I think that's the same.
I don't
I
think
thought there was
so.
a different one.
There was a company that was looking at property on the east side of the airport for like a hydroponic group
Oh,
growing, but it was the indoor grow, and I think it was like salad greens or something. To my knowledge, that is not moving forward.
So if I can't, then just tell me now. So how much what are we, I mean, I understand Jason, I understand Sierra, but without Paul, I know he was the orchestrator, like, are we losing a big marketing piece to our commerce center, I guess?
I would say yes and no. Paul had a lot of great networking. He had a lot of good resources. He was really well known within the state and the partners. So that alone helped market the area just because of his connections and his ability to network and build those relationships. Those will have to be rebuilt through new partners at this point that maybe we don't have those direct connections with. So we have lost a really valuable asset in that aspect. I wouldn't say I'm informed enough to know what he had done specifically to recruitment outside of business oriented to respond beyond that. But I do know having that central point was unique to this area for rural counties, and there's definitely a benefit to that. Whether or not we can overcome that in a different way with a collaborative effort, that's to be seen. I think there are ways to do so, and we've done it in other counties. So yeah, I would say with yes and no. There's definitely, I wouldn't want to discount the work that he did do either.
I would say too, just to add on to that some of those relationships are established, and the awareness he brought to this community that will carry forward. For instance, just going through the Project Spice recruitment, that lasted several years. Paul worked pretty hard on that, but it brought a lot of awareness up through even the governor's office about what assets we have in Scappoose. So that is well established now, and I'd say in a way that it hadn't been before that project. So that is good. And while the recruitments from like GPI and Business Oregon would go to Paul first, Paul would immediately disseminate that information to myself and to Chris, Public Works, and we would be the point locally to collect the information they need for their RFIs and things. So that piece where it would go to him first is obviously no longer. It would come to us directly, and we would still do what we were doing before in terms of responding and getting that information back out.
Thank you.
And I would say the last part, with Paul's benefit, what I noticed through my observations, that is going to be different as you're working with multiple partners in multiple cities. You have people of different varying abilities to work with those recruiting firms and with those actual industrial partners that are looking. And that is one thing, having that uniformed backing and his knowledge of all the programs to be able to be consistent and uniformed, and his ability to talk about that and talk them through that. That's something that's going to, as a county-wide, I would say is going to be different because you're now working with different people that may or may not have as much knowledge or background or ability to deliver the message about that. So those are things we're going to have to work through as a county.
Okay, adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, this is